Ahead of us is Keadby Lock. And ahead of that is the tidal Trent. Where in a few moments' time we will turn left towards the Trent Falls. The Trent Falls is the spot where the River Trent meets the River Ouse as they merge to form the Humber estuary, which is commanded by the North Sea, a sea named one of the most dangerous in the world because of its strong currents and pull in different directions. We've made sure our fuel is clean, spoken to the incredibly knowledgeable lock keepers, and booked ourselves one of the most experienced rivermen for this navigation to be our pilot. And all we need now is for the weather to stay on our side.
We're about to go onto the tidal Trent, then onto the Trent Falls, and the bridge is just swinging open. Let's do this.
Yeah, I was in the end of the week with a little dredger.
Oh, were you? In this lock?
Yeah. And I said to the skipper, obviously, but he wanted a navigator. So
Yeah.
I said to him, because he had this big thing on his bow,
Yeah.
which was for a jet nurse. I wouldn't go in bow first, there's that much tire on the corner. I said, because I had twin engines, I said, put it up stern first and back it in.
Jeez, really?
So the owner's still the lock side. I've never seen the sand come out in the river.
Really?
You don't get sand. I mean, we used to come down here 8 foot deep.
Yeah.
So obviously he was going to touch the floor.
Yeah.
But, oh, well, that was terrible, that was. I mean, especially with being a strong swimmer as well.
All the butterflies and fears ebbed away as John enchanted us with his tales of the tides. And I think that was all part of his plan.
Obviously, when he goes through the gates, get some speed up, so as you get the tide, it helps you sort of turn into it.
Okay, and we go in the centre? Because I was looking at the passage, it's quite a lot to the left, isn't it, on this river?
Yeah, well, you can go, I think with the drafter's narrowboat, you'll be able to go down the left side all the way.
Another part of the plan was being in this lock slightly earlier than the lowest ebbing tides, and that was because of Mark the lock keeper and his knowledge of the silt build-up on the exit gates on either side. In fact, everything about the exact time and day we were leaving Keadby Lock to do this was planned purposely around neap tides which were on their way out during daylight hours.
Say some prayers, John.
You can see the tide line.
Yeah.
Actually, she's just come off into the floor, which is a bit of an heavy here.
Go and turn now.
Start turning on it.
Thank you!
As we came out onto the tidal Trent, John checked the river's depths using his phone.
It's just over a metre here.
Just under a metre on top of it on the gauge.
Right.
I mean, you can come down with a load of badge, you know.
Is that good, John? Is that good?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Even though I'd read the passage plans over and over again, I didn't know the language or behaviour of this river, and that can only be truly understood by someone like John, who lives and breathes it. At the moment, the wind was on our team, but John had told us that we would have to outsmart it around about the same time the Humber will begin to flood the Ouse and Trent.
Whereas as a skipper, you know if the wind was the wrong way, you wouldn't go with your wind cap because you're going out there, travelling out there for 2 or 3 hours. Get a boat wash.
As the rain pours down, we're not that far away from having to make our first big decision. It won't be long until we approach the apex, which is the meeting place for the Ouse and Trent, but we have to wait for the right amount of water to carry us to our destination. We could wait by taking the dash path away from the channel and anchoring before the apex. Or we could beach ourselves on the flats which are opposite the anchorage and wait for the right tides there. But John is listening to and watching the river all the time and has a completely different plan.
So what's the plan when we get to Trent Falls?
Well, we'll decide when we get there because if she'll push up to, because they're running neat tide, the ebb might not be too strong.
Yeah.
If not, we'll probably have to drop the anchor leg, but obviously we are early. If you're always secure, that's why I said if she will push it up, we'll go to Blacktop.
Right.
John thinks that we might have enough water to push us past the anchorage and apex to a jetty where we can tie Alice Grace to in order to wait for the right tide. Ever seen a boat there?
No,
I don't think we were. Then suddenly the time for pleasant chatter was over.
Right, so this is Trent Falls, this is it. obviously going to be
So
rock skiing.
we've got the tide pushing us this way.
Yeah.
But obviously, when you go around the corner, you've got the water coming that way. So obviously, when you come around the corner, expect to get pushed sideways.
And then turn and go and gun it.
Yeah.
But how are there going to be stones on this edge? Do I need to get a bit closer?
No, you don't have to go too close.
This is
it doesn't
nice.
matter if you go right down there. It's just
okay.
obviously the idea is staying something like closer. So
Okay.
if we can't push it, we can come back to the edge here.
Okay. I'm very scared.
No, nothing to worry about.
With the Humber behind us and the ooze pushing against us, it felt like we were part of the water. And now we just need to push ourselves over to Blacktop Jetty and wait for the right amount of water to carry us along the ooze. John knew every inch of this jetty, the sections to be avoided by a narrowboat, and where exactly to position ourselves.
So am I coming out port?
Start slowing down.
And there is no way we would have known about a single bolt at the very end, waiting for a small vessel to cling to without John on board.
It's only 10:20 now. It's not flood up here on the boat till 1, but I said to the name tide, it could turn it just after 12.
Just after 12.
There's been several jetties here at Blacktop since the 16th century, but this one was rebuilt in 1956, and since then it's been a safe haven for all sorts of ships and vessels waiting to carry their cargo. We ate, drank tea and waited. And all of the while, John kept his eye on the tides and the wind. But then John made a judgment call that later proved to be really vital.
So right to the middle of the channel, yeah?
Well, you can go this side now.
Oh, okay.
John had made the decision to leave just before we were about to encounter the incoming water. And that's because we were going to be experiencing wind over tides. So by leaving now, we were going to significantly reduce the height of the waves that were about to hit us.
Docks, this is Narrowboat Alice Grace. Narrowboat Alice Grace, are you receiving me? Over.
Station calling Docks.
Docks, Narrowboat Alice Grace is just about to pass on our way to Barnby Barrage. Over.
What's your current location?
Gulwreck. Over.
Yeah, understood. See you there.
Thank you. Narrowboat Alice Grace out. Is that alright?
I was a little bit too posh, wasn't I?
Take the bridge out, you can tell me the North Sea.
Alice Grace, this is Barnby Barrage, receiving, over.
We've just made passage through the M62 bridge and we are heading to Barnby Barrage. Over.
Roger that, the lock gates are open and the lights are green, over.
Thank you very much. Narrowboat Alice Grace out.
We'd almost made it to our destination, but I felt sick in the pit of my stomach, as I knew I was going to have to make an unknown turn into Barnby Barrage Lock. Searching for advice from someone else who had done it on these tides had been impossible. I had a plan, but I had no idea if it was going to work.
So we're coming up to the lock now at Barnby Barrage, where I've got to work out how I'm going to make this turn.
My plan was to steer past the lock, turn 180 degrees, then moved slowly towards the entrance, finally doing a hard turn in. But as I'm turning, I'm suddenly lined up with a lock entrance, and I think I can overpower the tide, so I abandon my plan and just go for it. But this river was far greater than I was, and I was a million miles away from ever being a river woman, and I was also a million miles away from the lock entrance.
Sorry about that, I completely messed that up.
It's alright.
It had been an amazing adventure. John had been an incredible pilot, and the river had shown us that she needs to be taken very, very seriously.
Thank you.
Well done, Alice. I'm so proud of you. Sorry I bumped you into the lock there. Then that evening as the sun was setting, we had a very, very special visitor. The boat outside through the window. Isn't this amazing? Beautiful. Oh, visitor. You're an amazing girl. Really joking. Over silt and turning wide into the arms of river's tide, whose tiring in her constant shift from ebbing's low and flooding's lift, We feel her weary rapping pull, and hear her languid lapping call to Humber, who commands her day and night in neaps and springs of pay. A stranger to her ways I hold, and steer her waves just as I'm told, by one of river's rivermen, that reads her time and time again, and hauls the barges from her sand where avocets and shelducks land. His eyes, her tides, his heart, her beat, his soul, her soul, the two complete, and I a feather, easily blown, praying we'll get safely home.